morning. My name is Genevieve Villanueva.
And my name is Andrea Katie Asigao.
And my name is Flyjade Aguilar. And we will be discussing grammar translation approach.
So before we start, I have here our classroom rules. First is use inside voice. Second is use respectful language. Third is raise your hand. Fourth is be prepared. And last is stay focused. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to identify and explain the key features of the grammar translation approach, and then apply grammar rules through sentence and passage translation exercises, translate text accurately from English to their native language and vice versa, and construct grammatically correct sentences using the learned vocabulary and language structures.
Before we start our class, may I request everyone to please stand and may I call a Bendong to please lead with prayer.
Those who are the golden inside of the cross, our Father, in heaven,
Please raise your right hand if your name is called. Yamat, Bendong, Dilarmente, Parone, Tito, Irana, Navales, Galang. Okay, so good morning, class. Good morning once again. Language is an important part of our everyday life. We use it to communicate with others, express our thoughts, and share ideas. But have you ever wondered how people in the past learned new languages without modern tools like apps or online translators? Well, today, we will tackle one of the oldest methods used in learning a language, the grammar translation approach, enhancing language proficiency through translation and grammar correction. This method focuses on understanding grammar rules and translating words and sentences between languages. To help us understand this better, I will show you some examples, sentences on the board, which is one, and then your task is to translate them to your native language and explain how you did it. Pay close attention and be ready to share your answers afterwards. Is that clear? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright. Okay, so I have here 5 different examples, simple sentences. Please, everybody read.
We talk about our plans. We run every morning. I eat pancakes for breakfast. She looks at the beautiful flowers. We saw the stars last night.
Okay, so now, please read the native language translation.
Pinag-uusapan namin ang aming plano. Tumatakbo sila tuwing umaga. Kumakain ako ng lagi para sa almusal. Tinitingnan niya ang mga magandang bulaklak. Nakita namin ang magandang bituin kagabi.
Alright, so what do you notice about the sentence structure in both languages? Anyone? Yes, Tito.
The sentence structure is in English. It starts with the subject, while in our native, the verb comes first.
Right, very good. So, now can you identify the verb in the sentence and how is it used differently in 2 languages? Anybody? Yes.
It helps us to understand new words and how sentences are built on different languages.
Alright, so good job. What do you think learning through translation is helpful when learning a new language? Anybody? Yes.
help us to understand new words and how sentences are built in different languages.
Okay, very good. So, in this morning, our lesson will be about the grammar translation approach. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to understand how this method works by translating sentences correctly and applying grammar rules. So, being translation on Filipino. Okay, so anybody from the class who wants to volunteer to read this sentence and then translate it using your native language? Anybody? Raise your right hand. Okay,
They are studying hard for the test. Nag-aaral sila ng mabuti para sa pagsusunod.
Alright, so you guess it right. Very good. Clap your hands. Okay, so now looking at this sentence, what do you notice about the sentence structure in English and Filipino? Anybody from the class? Alright, Lala.
So the English is subject. Then sa Filipino is verb.
Alright, so in the English sentence, the subject, which is boy, comes first. And then in Filipino, the verb, which is naglalaro, comes first. Great job. So now, the second example, flashcard. Alright, this one. Who wants to read and try to translate it in Filipino language? Alright, Lindong.
Every night, nagbabasa siya ng aklat sa ganun.
Alright, so very good. So the translation is, nagbabasa siya ng libro tuwing gabi. Nice try. So now, in this example, how does the verb change in both sentences? What tense is being used and how it is shown in each language? Anybody? Okay, Paroni.
So, in English, verb reads changes depending on subject and tense. So, nag-in, nagbabasa is present tense.
Okay, very good. So, clap your hands. Now, for the last one. Who wants to read and try to translate it using your native language? Anybody? Alright, sige. Okay, Irana.
They are studying hard for the test. Nag-aaral sila ng maigi para sa pagsusulit.
Okay, so nice try. The translation is, nag-aaral sila ng mabuti para sa pagsusuri. So, in this example, what challenges you might face when translating the sentence? Alright, Irana.
Translating word for word might not make sense, but you need to adjust the sentence structure.
Alright, very good. Clap your hands. Okay, so for the last question, how would you adjust the translation to make it clear? Right, to learn that.
You can adjust the translation based on the context of the sentence.
Alright, completely correct. Clap your hands. Okay, so now my co-demonstrator will continue to.
So, Miss Jenny will discuss Delta about the grammar translation approach. So let's move to the assessment. So I will be discussing about the new concepts and practice skills. So I will divide the class into 4 groups. So here is our group 1 and group 2. So each member of the group will perform. I will give him 5 minutes to prepare and 3 minutes for presentations. So as we forward the presentation, as you can see here in the TV screen, you should be follow this format. So first, here in the first example in the English sentence, she go to the market. When we translate into a Filipino, siya ay pumunta sa palengke. The correction grammar rule is she goes to the market. This means a subject-verb agreement. Next example is they is playing football in English sentence. But we translate into Filipino, sila ay naglalaro ng football. They are playing football. This is our correction grammar rule. So group 1 here and group may I call it group 1 to answer the question. Miss Dayan.
So the question is, she don't like. So in translate in Filipino is, ayaw niya ng saging.
Next is the group 2.
Okay, so the sentence, they was at the park yesterday, the correct grammar rule is, they were at the park yesterday, so the correct use of was rather. And then ang Tagalog or the Filipino translation is, nasa party sila mga po.
Excellent work. Give ourselves a music clap. So the music clap is 1, 2, 3, zing, zing, amazing. 1, 2, 3, zing, 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 amazing. So let's move on. So develop master lead to formative assessment. Now let's have this activity called translate, analyze, and justify. Using the same group, each group will receive 2 complex sentences in English. Your task is to translate the text into Filipino and identify complex grammatical structures used and justify their translation choices. So in this assessment, you should be follow this format. As you can see in the TV screen, English sentence is, despite the heavy rain, they continue their journey. And the Filipino translation, sa kabila ng malakas na ulan, ipagpatuloy nila ang kanilang paglalakbay. Grammar analysis and justification is used sa kabila ng for despite, maintain verb tense for continue. So gets ninyo? Miss Delamenti will answer this format.
Despite having low grades, she continued studying. So in Filipino translation, sa kabila ng kanyang mga pangmarka, pinagpatuloy niya ang kanyang pag-aaral.
Miss Jehan. Miss Jehan.
She was tired doing the chores. She stayed late answering her homework. So kahit napagod siyang gumawa ng bahay, nagagawa pa rin niyang sabihin ng kanyang pag-aaral.
Wow, that's what Miss Leia. Give me one example of this presentation.
So in original, me and my friend went to the park. So in correction, in kuan kanang grammatical rule of for pronouns is, my friend and I went to the park.
Great job. Incredible. You're not fully understand the grammar translation. So next, let's continue. Finding practical applications of concepts and skills in real life. So class, let's apply the grammar translation approach by connecting that we've learned to real situations. As a group, discuss and agree on. So like for example, here in the TV screen, as you can see, original phrase is open the light. The corrected translation is turn on the lights. And explanation is open is used for the doors or containers, while turn on is a correct phrase for lights
or electronic device.
So, Miss Clyde,
Again, so how does grammar translation approach help students understand and use second language effectively? Yes, Miss Irana. The grammar translation approach helps students understand and use the second language effectively by improving grammar accuracy and enhancing vocabulary. On the other hand, yes, Miss Lizelle.
So the grammar translation approach helps students understand and use second language effectively by learning to comprehend complex texts.
So, do you have any other questions about grammar translation approach? If none, let's proceed to our short quiz. So please answer this short quiz. I'll give you 10 minutes to answer that. So time's up. Please pass your paper forward. So for your assignment, write a 150 to 200 words effectively say about the importance of grammar translation approach in learning a new language, discussing how grammar translation approach helps in learning a new language.
So, pila ka man paragraph?
3 to 4 paragraphs.
Okay, ma'am.
Write it in one half crosswise.
Okay, so that's all for today's discussion. I hope you've learned, and thank you for your cooperation.